Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra Chereshnya. I'm Digital Marketing Manager at RedTech. I'm thrilled to have you join us for our webinar on Elevate Customer Experience with Field Service and Service Cloud Quick Starts. And I'll be your host for today, making sure everything runs smoothly. We are scheduled for about 45 minutes and we'll have some time for questions at the end. And now let me introduce our awesome speakers, Lisa Hospodarenko and Oleg Makitin. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alexandra. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. As Alexandra mentioned, today we're going to talk about elevating the customer experience with field service and Service Cloud Voice. The most interesting part of today's presentation should be a demo delivered by Ole McKitten. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about different products and then focus majority of the time on a demo. We do have some time for questions in the end, but we are a pretty small group, so we do want to keep it interactive. If you have any questions as well, feel free to ask them throughout the presentation, like if you want us to show something else or kind of spend a bit more time on a particular item. Just as a suggestion, let's do a quick icebreaker. If you can just write in the Zoom notes, what's your name and where you're from, and I'm gonna say a couple of words about myself. So my name is Lisa. I live in Ottawa, Canada. I am currently visiting New York City. And yeah, I would like to hand it off to Ole on our side as well. And I do sales for Red Tech Consulting.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. I'm Salesforce architect and developer background at RedTech. I'm also Salesforce MVP and doing quite a lot of Salesforce ecosystem and community. So today I will be helping Lisa and trying to answer all the questions about field service lighting, about Service Cloud Voice, and we have a demo prepared for you. So hope for great interaction at the end.
Another quick disclaimer as well. I know that you've probably seen on the webinar Natalia Levitska, who's our field service specialist. Unfortunately, she had some family stuff come up, so Ale is going to step in as kind of our senior technical expertise today.
Yes, if there are very, very deep and technical questions about field service, so we will be sure to get them addressed to Natalia and we can come back with them.
Awesome. So who else we have joining us today? Hi, Ed, and I know Miguel's from Boston. Awesome. And we have a smaller group, so I think today we'll just know most of you guys, and would love to continue communicating and staying in touch.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, my name actually is Ali, and I don't know why my Zoom is named this way, but we know each other with Oleg. Hi guys, met you at Dreamforce social events. Very nice seeing you here, giving you this webinar. Very pleasant to listen to you and learn something new today.
Yeah,
cheers.
Cool. Awesome.
For coming.
So just a couple of words about RedTech in order to proceed. So RedTech is a Salesforce Summit partner. We have been in the industry since 2013. RedTech has a bit of an interesting background with a partner. We actually started from providing staffing services and remote teams to other partners and enterprise clients. So we started from really building up the technical expertise and technical knowledge within our team. In order to maintain that, we also have an internal RedTech Academy. For example, I heard about the field service for the first time through our internal training that was delivered by Natalia. And now we're kind of taking all that we've learned and trying to spread the word and trying to educate people that we work with on a daily. We do work a lot with different products. So we work with Revenue Cloud, we work with different service solutions, such as field service you're going to see today. We're also strong on integrations. So whenever you guys have any kind of MuleSoft requests or questions, we're the partner to go to. We work very often with customers in manufacturing, commerce, and consumer goods industries. With that said, because we support SMB and GRB teams, we have worked with companies in different industries. At the end of the day, it's all about tailoring the product to their needs, and it's all about helping them discover their needs as well and kind of lay them out on the Salesforce technology, which can be done in a variety of spaces. What differentiates us as well when it comes to working with account executives in particular, we do deliver custom demos, and we do it within 5 business days. We can even do a demo faster. Just let us know by when you need it, and we'll make sure to pull in our resources. Resources-wise, we're over 100 people as well, which gives us that flexibility and opportunity to support you guys as much as we can. And I guess last thing to mention, we are very proud of our customer satisfaction score. It's 5, it's rounded from 4.96, I believe, and we're not planning to lower it. So what you can know with Red Tag is whenever you do trust us with a project or with an opportunity, we do take it seriously. And even if it's a small opportunity, we don't take it lightly. We always believe that there is the value in building a relationship. There is a value in continuing to establish a good customer satisfaction score. So that's what we're all about, and that's what we preach to both internally and to our customers. So once again, just as a quick recap, we do work in a variety of clouds. So core clouds such as sales, service, experience cloud. We work with marketing products, both with Marketing Cloud and Pardot, MuleSoft, omnichannel setups. These are all opportunities where you can reach out to Red Tag and receive our support and expertise. Below, you can also see our values. So once again, we do care about our customer satisfaction score, and we convey it through the values that we preach. When it comes to Red Tag services, today we're going to show you one of our field service quick starts. I'm going to show you both the breakdown of the quick start and pricing. However, we do have quick starts for other products as well. We do know that both account executives and customers very often benefit from multi-cloud deals, especially the companies who haven't yet started the digital transformation ramp. They may want to look at sales and service as well as field service. So this is where our quick starts really provide you with a good and price competitive edge. So we don't eat at your ACV, we just help you get more ACV out of the client. For those clients that have been on a platform for some time, we often run health checks. One of the larger opportunities we won, for example, last quarter, we started from doing a complimentary health check for the client. They purchased Salesforce 2 years ago. They haven't used it. Unfortunately, they did not see success with the partner they were working with. So we started from just a basic review that we provided for free. Afterwards, we collaborated with Salesforce account executives to understand how can we help save the customer and how can we find those additional opportunities for upsell. So these are all opportunities for health check. Another good use case for health check would be customers that have a very particular issue, but they're not entirely sure how to resolve it. And it's kind of like one of those bottleneck issues. This is where we'll be able to dig into their system, provide recommendations, and then collaborate once again with AEs in order to give them the roadmap, saying like, okay, we've solved this for your service group. Now let's talk how you guys can take advantage of the field service now that you're already happy with what was discovered during the health check and with what was resolved. Solution design is just a standard way of developing scopes of work. Something to note about Red Tag is that we are very detailed in our scopes of work. So whatever you would work with us, you would see all the work broken into very particular line items and very particular what we call epics with hours assigned to them, which really helps create that transparency between Salesforce partner and the client. Because at the end of the day, once we are starting to do the project, the client is going to see item that we're going to do, the number of hours assigned, and then also get a report from Jira for the project management purposes as to how many hours it actually took us. We find that really plays to our advantage, especially in consulting space where you may have seen scopes of work where it's just the description of work and a number assigned to it. We don't do that. We always reverse engineer our work to ensure that transparency. And then a lot of customers, especially in the SMB GRB space, they don't have the resources to manage Salesforce on their own. They very often feel that, Salesforce specialists are expensive. You may not want to hire someone full time. So we do provide managed services from as little as quarter full time, so 40 hours a month, which usually covers needs for quite a few customers, especially in the small to medium-sized business area. So it's about Red Tag. Now let's get to why you're here. So let's talk about field service lighting and what is field service. So what does field service provide for you? Field service is the application in order for you to manage your field operations. So any company that deploys workers, any company that does repairs, maintenance, any kind of on-site work is a fit for field service. Now, the first point that I want to make, when we work with field service, we have to remember that we work with what is called work orders. So every field service deployment will start from the creation of the work order. You can create work orders, and we'll show you today one of those paths. You can create a work orders from a service console. For example, in the use case today, I'm going to be making a call, and Ole will be creating a work order for the worker. However, you can also use integrations for that. We've actually had a case where customer wanted to use their internal ERP system in order to recreate a work order in field service and then use Salesforce to dispatch it. Another thing that field service works with is scheduling. So it's all about having your crews, all about managing schedule, and all about managing your labor resources without having to maintain multiple spreadsheets or without having to worry and micromanage employees. It's very transparent, so you can always ensure efficiency. One more thing that's very interesting about field service, and that it actually helps you optimize operations, sometimes in a very surprising ways. We've all probably noticed that the gas prices, I think the past 2 years, have really increased. I don't know how about you, where I live, they pretty much doubled. So we found that a lot of customers' gas expense has really shot up because it's something that they never had to consider before. But now that the price is off, they're starting to see that they're spending too much time driving and not enough time servicing customers. Well, field service has a wonderful opportunity where just with the click of one button, it's going to take all of your locations and it's going to take all of the routes you need to take and schedule them in the most efficient possible way. We have observed customers saving as much as 50% of their gas expense. So if you can imagine, they used to spend, let's say, 500K on gas a year to deploy their field service workers, suddenly shot up to $1 million, bring it back down to 500K is a huge advantage. And that's not even taking into account all the time they're able to save for their employees. One more thing that's a big seller actually for the companies is that field service already comes with a very comfortable pre-configured mobile application. During our demo today, Ole will demonstrate the mobile app. But the best part about that mobile app is that it doesn't need to be configured than what people imagine when they try to imagine mobile app configuration. Like it's already made out of the box. All the items that they would need are already in there. And furthermore, the app is very interactive. So if, for example, I want to make any changes or I want to use the app to communicate back to my team, I can easily do it. It's already, once again, pre-built by Salesforce. One more thing to mention about the mobile app, it works both online and it can be configured to work offline. So if you're talking to the company that, for example, does remote repairs to the power grid, for them, that offline capacity is going to be a huge sell because majority of the apps do need mobile connection in order to produce any kind of results. And then when we talk about field service use cases, here are some of the main ones that we see. Well, first of all, repairs. So any company that provides that warranty service is the customer. Maintenance, so utilities, any kind of, once again, scheduled maintenance procedures can be handled very nicely through the field service. Sales. So, I mean, for sales, you can use also Salesforce Maps, which is a great product as well. But field service just allows you to take it to a whole new level and allows you to not only schedule the route, but also include the resources that you think would be needed for that particular appointment. And then a very interesting use case, which I don't think is very obvious, is home care services. And one more, I actually forgot to add, there is a property management services. So think your nursing, cleaning, all of these companies are a great fit for field service because they need to manage different crews. One of my favorite use cases that I wish Natalia was here to talk about is RedTech did a field service work for a home care nursing service in LA. And a part of the complexity is that LA is huge. You can spend 4 hours driving from one part of LA to another, and it's just not efficient. So what we were able to configure there through field service and through mapping the territories and crews in a particular way is that the nurse who's closest to the client was able to receive that particular work order, thus not having to travel 3 hours. So they had all of their clients within their particular area and really saved them, especially in LA because it's such a huge area. It saved them a lot of time and it saved them a lot of hustle, and allowed them to actually fit in more more home care appointments within a working day for one person. And now, what is Service Cloud Voice? So Service Cloud Voice is a very interesting product that allows you to, it's basically your call center. So when you think about field service and you think about the work starts from the work order, well, the natural question comes up, now, how do you receive that work order? We all know that customers prefer multi-channel interactions, their chats, their emails. However, I don't know how about you. I personally one of those people who falls into 93% statistic. I prefer to call. I prefer to get someone on the phone and sit down with me and help me figure out. And according to Salesforce, 93% of people, once again, use that channel still as their preference. So Service Cloud Voice allows you to have that console, allows you to have the internal call center with intelligent routing and taking calls. And the best part that it all lives within Salesforce. So you don't need to send customer to another vendor. You don't need to send customer to a different product or platform. It's all already included within the Service Cloud Voice capability. One more thing that you can do is you can really, and you'll see the ease of it, is you can really get access to all that customer 360 information while you're on a call. So it's going to bring in the customer profile and it's going to bring in all those customer insights that you'd like, as well as increase accessibility for some of the customers. So for example, one of the features that you'll see today is Service Cloud Voice gives you ability to have call transcripts. So you can later follow up on that transcript or you can use the transcript in order to check for the quality of your agent's work. It really, for me, just really cuts down a lot of tools out of tech stack. You probably heard of the tool called Gong. Like I know that a lot of customers would buy, for example, a CTI solution and then layer Gong on top of it in order to do those analytics. Well, with Service Cloud Voice, you're going to have the data already living with Salesforce, which cuts out all these additional players. And now, before we jump into the demo portion, it's important to know that Service Cloud Voice comes in three flavors. The one we're going to show you today is Service Cloud Voice with Amazon Connect. What's good about Service Cloud Voice with Amazon Connect is that you don't need to engage with any external stakeholders. Salesforce worked on a partnership with Amazon where it's already included in the pricing for Service Cloud Voice, which once again cuts down a lot of that, like a lot of hustle for your customers. Now, you can still use it with partner telephony. So if your customer is really attached to a particular telephony solution, there is a possibility it'll work with Service Cloud Voice. However, just price-wise and reliability-wise, we do find that a lot of customers do want to just consolidate everything and go with the Service Cloud Voice for Amazon Connect. If there's any questions, I actually may take a question right now. But if not, so without further delays, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pass the reins to Ole.
Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. Okay, it should be coming now. Just let me know if you can see it. Okay. So now let's see these two powerful products in action, and let's see how they work together. So we will start from Service Console, and we will just see homepage first. It's a place where support agent can start their day. So let's presume I'm a support agent in some manufacturing companies that produces some gadgets and some devices. And I would like to start working on some of my cases. So I'll just go to cases, and I can open one of my cases. I can also open this split tab so I can see all open cases here and just pick up first. But also we have a cool feature that is called omnichannel, that I can start receiving new requests as well. So for example, I'm offline right now, but I can turn on my status to be available. So this panel over here, it can receive chat messages, it can receive phone calls, and this kind of requests. It can also be configured in a way that it can be like redirected by routing for different branches. So for example, I'm in New York City and I can receive requests from this area. And it can be different criteria how it can be. So from phone, for example, you can select different numbers, and from chatbot, you can also choose different criteria. So right now, I will ask Lisa to give me a call, and we will see how it works in action.
Thank you for calling. Calls may be monitored for quality assurance.
Just as a heads up, that's where you would also configure on an Amazon Voice side any kind of routing you want. So route to different types of support, all that wonderful things can be done through the Amazon configuration that works beautifully and really awesome. I think the call is coming through.
Yes, I see the number here, and now I can accept it by this button. So when I click this one, you see it pulls up the information for me. So it created a page, and I see the name of a customer. So I can say, "Hi, Lisa. Thank you for calling us today. How can we help you?"
Hi, I'm calling because my TV has broken. I realized that for whatever reason, the display doesn't work. And I keep getting error 13 on my display. Would you be able to come take a look?
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you have issues with your TV, and of course, we'll be able to help you. So let me quickly pull up some information and create our visit to you. And now, as we see all the information here, we can see conversation happening here and transcript. We can see that a call is happening here on the right, and we can end the call anytime soon. Also, we can see some customer details in this section. If we need to see like when it was bought and other information, what product it is. And if we need to create a case, here we have a section, for example, to create a new case. So now what I heard, there are some issues with display, so it works incorrectly. And for example, we can choose symptom display error number 13. We can add some comment here. Need to visit. and we can create a case from here. So the case is created. Now we can also see some information here, and in the future we also will have the phone call recording, because you see there's also checkbox here that we are recording this call. It can be also deselected. So now when we open our case, I'll proceed to ask Lisa some questions. Okay, Lisa, we'll be happy to visit you. And can you tell me your address? Where should we visit you exactly?
Yes, definitely. So I'm located at 159 North Swanson Drive in Patoga, New York State. And my postal code is 11772.
Perfect. Can you tell us about your availability? What is your preferred days to visit?
So I will be working all week, but I believe Thursday afternoon should be a good time for me to schedule a visit. Would it be possible to visit me on Thursday afternoon?
Yes, I will send you detail after this call. We will send our technician to you on Thursday afternoon. Please look for confirmation when we schedule this appointment for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So now we can end a call from our case because we still see this component here. So the call is ended. It just disappeared. And also we have all case information here, and we can create a work order now. So let's quickly create our work order. We can just put some basic information here. For now, let's just choose a territory. It's New York. As you see, it's pre-populated information that can be pulled from the case or from the customer page. We have all address here. Let's quickly save. So now we have this this work order created, and we can see it also over here. Let's quickly open it. So now we can proceed with moving forward this work order and scheduling our visit. To schedule a visit, we have two ways to do it. We can open Field Service Console app, or we can do it from this page with related component, book appointment. So I'll just go here and choose the time to visit it. So it was for Thursday. So let's try to fix it by Tuesday. And this is the address. Let's get appointments.
And something to note as well. So a lot of this will also be configured according to a technician's schedule. So if you have certain technicians that work, for example, morning hours, and certain technicians that start in the afternoon, cover afternoon hours, it all will be taken into account. It really helps when you have, let's say, 5 or 10 plus crew technicians. You can also account for such thing as vacation, holidays. So it really saves you a lot of the admin work. One of the good examples that we've had in our case is construction company was able to cut down a full role for someone. So they had 2 administrators that used to manage field operations, and with field service, they were able to fully remove the need for one of those administrators and really reduce their overhead costs, which is something that a lot of customers are looking to do during the current times.
Yeah, so as I open here my book appointment slots, it just picked me up the best ones. So in the golden slots, it will be a recommended slot. We can also stay on a line with our customer till this moment and also discuss what slots is best for them. But as we heard, like Thursday afternoon should be good. So we just choose this one, and it should be scheduled. So appointment is scheduled and confirmation can be sent to the customer. So now we can go to our field service console and look from the side as dispatcher, for example. So here in console, we can see all data, all our availabilities for different agents. We can manage and optimize different field operations. So we can see some customers and dashboards here. As you see right now, I have New York State region, and we have only one technician here. It's Ole McKitten. And you see some schedule for next couple days here. So I chose 3-day here, but we can also modify it to week, for example. And we see we have some schedules for Tuesday, for Thursday, November 30th. And we can also move it somewhere later if we like. So here it gives us drag and drop possibility to adjust it to the right times. And this is very powerful place where from console can be built different roads and all details.
And then something else I wanted to highlight, like a lot of this on the partner side can be automated with the communication tools. So for example, we know that our technician just manually moved an appointment. We can automate the notification in order for a customer to be notified as well.
Yes, exactly. So from now, we will move forward and I will connect from my phone and I will show you how it will look from a technician perspective. So let me quickly switch my screen now. Okay, so my app is open now. So I'll start from profile tab. So here, as you see, it's my profile information, my name, my picture. There's some availability and my absence times. For example, today from noon till 2:30, I will be on a medical doctor appointment, so I will not be available to assign any customer visits. And I also added here that I have vacation from December 1 to December 7, so it will not be assigned to me. So I can just change that I'm not available. Or
I'm sorry, Tim. Is there an issue with my screen, or I'm okay? I don't know why I can see it. Alexandra, can you confirm? Okay, perfect. I can see it now. Wonderful. My apologies. Might have been my screen.
Okay. Yes, so on this page, you can control your availability from technician perspective. Now you can go to your schedule here and you will see your schedule for today, or you can also change it for your week or months. For example, I can open also Thursday and can see what is assigned for next Thursday for me. So let's, for example, open something from today. I can open this appointment. I'll see some overall information about it. So what is the address? What is the time? I can also see customer contact and I can call from here if needed. And I can also see some related information. So for example, I can check details of this work order, some end date, some priority. I can also see the case and related information there if I need this information. That's loading. So you see the status, you see the company information, and it's all very well connected here. Also, we have here related tab. It's with all related records that can be attached to this work order. So it's many of them.
And something I wanted to add as well. So the way we see customers often use it is they would create like project steps, especially in construction industry. Sometimes it's very hard. It's very hard to frankly control people and make sure that they do, for example, all the proper installation steps. Stuff gets missed. You can also configure it in a way where you'll be able to, for example, create a step, take a picture of the final product and upload the picture to that case as well. So you have some physical proof that has happened. So this is basically a way for you to manage all this stuff. Another way that we often see is sometimes it can happen that, for example, it's a complex product repair and technician arrives and they realize that they don't have the correct tools in their toolbox. Well, with field service, you can configure it in a way that when, for example, we select a particular product, it's going to give me the right size of rivets, right size of bolts that I must bring in order to repair the product. And then once again, it really cuts down a lot of that think. So whenever I have my orders for the day, I can just collect the materials and be sure that I'm basically prepared for my service appointments, as well as control for the quality of service.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good comment, Lisa. And as you see, there are a lot of different information here. So you can really very well access to your data and be much more productive.
Yes, timesheets is a big one too. So like, as you can see, like timesheet entries, once again, a lot of companies that bill based on the timesheets, so based on the time entries, that cuts down. So I think number one competitor in a timesheet area is Clockify. Well, Clockify, once again, is another tool they need to pay for. This removes the need for Clockify. And then if you take it even a step further in your customer story, you can consolidate all that information and, for example, integrate it with your accounting solution, where it's going to take timesheet entries and generate and push it into QuickBooks in order for you to pay your agents.
Yes, and a few more things I want to show you here. So we have one more tab is the feed. So here is the sections that you can communicate with your internal team, for example, with a dispatcher or agents. So here you can add a comment, for example, I'm on it or something like that, and they will be able to see it or answer all of your questions. Also here we have a section called actions. So we can change status of our case, or we can request some other information. We can also for example, add here, like I'm running late, so 15 minutes late, and then the customer can be notified about this. And you can also change the status of it. So for example, you can.
And what's really cool about it as well, it's all, once again, is out of the box. So it's not a custom code that RedTag had to write. That's already what is inside the field service app. So once you start looking at the pricing and costs, it really makes a lot of sense for the customers that run field service operations. Because at the end of the day, like if you have all that functionality, like not only you're reducing your tech stack and optimizing your ops, you're really honing down on quality control and really giving your technicians a simple way to manage all that.
Yeah, exactly. So now when you have all information about this work order, about case, you have the address here and you would like just to build a route for you. So you can click get directions here and you can open your favorite GPS app. So for example, I'll do it in a Waze because I like how it built me the road. It's much more convenient with all the related information on the road. So it's coming and you see I have it in my app. So this really helps me to be very well optimized and very productive during my day as a technician. So yeah, I think we cover mobile part, and back to you, Lisa.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ale. And I mean, the next part, and I think the most common question that we get from account executives is how much do we charge for our field service quick starts? So these are the three packages that we currently have. Now they are geared towards SMB, so something to remember if you have a customer, who has 100 service technicians, and for example, different crews, different levels of crew, we may have to revise them. But majority of the SMB customers do land within Essential and Grows Quick Start that come at a pretty affordable price. The question that we often get, whether different parts, and whenever we invalidate a Quick Start, once again, we're gonna go through all of these items and we're gonna talk to the customers to ensure that if, for example, they don't need that item, we'll be able to substitute it for something else and kind of pick and choose. What's nice about this, majority of the field service solutions out there, like this solution would fit in both licensing and our implementation would give a customer anywhere between $25,000 to $50,000 budget. And then once again, after they've done the solution, they don't have to pay for that. So they just pay for licenses. And remember that use case I mentioned to you that just by implementing field service, they were able to cut out one full person. Well, if you count the salary of one full person, even within the first year, you already see the return on your investment. Well, especially if you go with RedTech for the field service implementation. Wonderful. So I know we have a couple of minutes left. Do we have any questions from the team?
Hey, yeah, we would like to clarify here something. Is there a development job is required here or just standard out of the box configuration?
Just a lot of standard out of the box configuration. If you want to integrate, remember I mentioned that some customers generate their work orders in external systems. That's where you would need development. So for example, if they use a I don't know, Epicor, or they use Procore. Like Procore is a very common construction ERP system. Then you'd need a developer to bring in the data. But then if you're already using Salesforce products, it's just the configuration that's required.
Okay, thanks.
I see some questions also in the chat.
How flexible are deliverables included in the quick start packages? So as I mentioned, we do try to stay pretty flexible. So whenever we are evaluating the customer for the quick start, if they don't need something, we'll take it out. If they need something else, we'll add it in. When we develop scopes of work, so even when you're looking at a quick start and a price, it has an internal breakdown. So if I were to look internally, I'm going to be able to say that, for example, this item takes us 4 hours. So if the customer doesn't need it, we know exactly how many hours we'll have to reallocate. But great question. Yes, the deliverables can be flexible depending on the customer need.
And I can take this as another one about live location. And yes, it's a good question too. I think, yeah, it's for sure possible. We can configure it that all information from field service mobile will come to supervisors, so they will see their location and where they at the moment on the road. So this is possible too. Any more
Once
questions?
again, make sure they don't spend too much time drinking coffee. That are not at a location where they're supposed to be. I have, I guess, a question. I guess I have a question to the room. Have you worked with any field service clients? Maybe there's some client stories you can share, or I think we have a smaller room. But anyway, so anyone in construction is a great fit. Once again, everyone with the home care services, property management. So anyone who like physically deploys people to on-sites, repairs, maintenance, pretty much all the manufacturing companies offer that kind of services, would be a great field for field service, and will allow you to deliver a very powerful product to them. Awesome. I think we're right at the top of the hour as well.
Hey, one last question. Sorry about the delay.
No worries.
I would like to ask, like, let's say if your company wanted to switch to field service, and how quickly a specialist, for example, an admin on a team, can be switched and learn new skill?
In terms of the admin training, it doesn't take long because it already takes care, like the console itself will take care of a lot of that, like logic behind it, sort of say. So if you have multiple jobs, there's even a very fun button there where you can just click one button that says optimize, and it's going to optimize it for you. In our quick starts, we budget anywhere from 4 to 8 hours for the training, and that's what we found is more than enough. So it's usually 2, 3, 4 sessions with the team in order for them to fully take on the solution. And then mobile app, once again, is pretty intuitive. Something to note, as with anything with Salesforce, we'll be able to like hide certain parts of it, right? So only keep what the customer needs or what the technician needs, which really cuts down on that adoption as well. Does it answer your question, Ellie?
Yeah, kinda. Thank you so much. I'm
sorry.
wondering about the parts. Let's say, you know, I had to work on one of the project, which is, let's say, avionics parts. So let's say there's a shop for repair the aircraft, and how helpful will be this app to the company? Do we need to connect a database of our own parts, and it will be requesting our old parts, or how this will be helpful?
Well, it depends on how they currently manage parts, because once again, a lot of companies use also ERP systems for manufacturing, for parts tracking, right? So in that particular case, probably the good solution would be to do an integration with the ERP system, and then it also depends on your current setup, right? So what Salesforce products do they currently use?
Service Cloud.
Okay, perfect. And do they, I guess they don't really use any kind of product build, right? Or is there product build that you guys have as a part of that?
I'm not sure about that part.
Yeah, that's fair. So, but I mean, this is something where, I mean, we're very open at Red Tag. So if you want to just even reach out and do a consultation, that'd be something we'll be able to help us. Because from what you've described so far, we would sincerely need more discovery. Like we would need to see what are the systems they use, how can we bring in that product data in the most efficient way, then associated with particular parts that they need for the repair. And then go from there. So it really also depends on how they currently use the system and what other system they want to use. And then when they do those repairs, they do them on site as well, right? Or do they actually receive planes and then repair them?
Yeah, so it's a shop. They receive the planes. They do repairs. So they
Okay.
don't actually go to the site, but maybe there's some different shops in different areas, because there's lots of airports. Like let's say, for example, if your headquarters is located somewhere in Texas, Dallas, your plane needs some repairs in New York. You need to send that particular plane in New York, right? You cannot fly it all the way to Dallas. So I'm wondering how that will be. And the company is using the standard SQL database for storing their avionics parts. And also, I'm wondering if there is any sort of approval process has to go through, or is there any possibility that we can implement for, let's say, if there's higher engineer or let's say supervisor has to approve certain part for certain service.
Well, I will be honest with you. I don't think that's then a use case for the field service, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because if they were, for example, maintaining bush planes in Texas for private owners, right? And then they
Right.
had, for example, 500 private plane owners that they maintain, and they had to dispatch plane maintenance crews. Then it would be a field service use case. In that particular case, to be honest, like more you've described it now, I don't think it would be like the best use of their resources, because they don't have that volume of on-sites. So,
Right.
to give you an idea, if I'm doing, for example, I don't know, gas line repairs, right? I can't bring the gas line into my shop and then repair it. Like I actually have to send a crew out, give them the right equipment, and ensure that, for example, everything was done, it's safe. We measured the level of, I don't know, gas in the air and whatever I need to do. I'm not a gas repair person, so then it's a use case. So like as opposed to resources, but here see they bring resources in. versus in that particular case with the field service, we're talking about dispatching your resources out to clients on site.
I see. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Yeah, then this product is not very suitable for this company.
Exactly. I don't think field service would be necessarily. Now, once again, if they start, for example, servicing planes at small private airports and they decide to change their whole business model to provide an on-site plane service, which I'm not even sure is a possibility with planes, then it's a different situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have to jump to the other call.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you. It
worries.
was good to see you.
Have a great day.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.